sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. With that, let's get down to Mexico City. Standing by for the call. Here are Senor God and Senor Davis.
From the oldest capital city in the Americas, founded in 1325, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Mexico City. Today, we've got another installment of the International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Brandon Garden, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from Mexico City. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
The thing I like most about Derek Carr's game is not just the right arm and his touch and his ability to find receivers. I think it's his calmness, and I think that transmits itself very well to the rest of the team. They feed off of that, and they go out and play with confidence.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Well, as an offense, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was 3rd and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't pull him at all.
They went in the wrong direction. They call that a punt of 38 yards.
What's up, lineman?
And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. So now here are the Broncos with excellent field position to start off. They'll be led out by their veteran QB, the former Delaware Blue Hen, Joe Flacco. Throwing here on 1st down. Flacco throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. The offensive starters now for the Broncos.
School readers, man.
Together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football.
Yesterday played the Kansas City Chiefs and I lost, bro.
The center and the 2 guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Vontaze Burfict is a super talent and a fierce competitor. He can do it all at the linebacker position.
They wind up up getting nothing out of that second down completion. So now here's 3rd and 10. Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsey.
Ooh, sad.
He goes down. Maurice Hurst drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. Back deep for the Raiders, Dwayne Harris. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
Preseason starts on 1st of August.
Back onto the field to take over. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of the game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now Carr. This will be Carr. Tyrell Williams. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
Von Miller is so good that he doesn't even need a nickname. His ability to bend and dip on the pass rush, unequaled in this league.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. Carr going to give it to Jacobs.
Oh,
and he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
What's going on?
That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Jacobs now. Run inside, but nothing there. The tackle made by Todd Davis.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating off play action, Flacco. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Third and just 1. It's Flacco. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they need to keep the drive going. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Bootleg, Flacco. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Flacco's throw there complete. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 37-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On first down, Flacco. The Sanders has got it complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Third down, Flacco from the gun. And that's complete to Sanders. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. From 8 yards out, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Throwing on second and long. Carr. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Carr going to try and throw on third down. He gets it to Brown, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Carr to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Good looking now, Hyman.
Make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
Carr finds Williams, and he'll go down at the 28. Carr signaling to his guys, let's go here. Throwing again on second down. Carr looking for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Carr to throw again, and that's knocked away and incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. Buying time to his left. Going for it all. And, oh, it'll be intercepted.
No.
Took by Will Parks. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
54's Mike.
Passing play. Flacco. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that'll make the score 14-0. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
Derek Carr getting set and ready to go again on offense here. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Running is Jacobs. He'll have a first down past the 40. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20.
The comeback kid. Man, I'm sucking right now. I'm sucking big time.
But the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw, it's Carr. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
I'm frustrated.
Set to start another drive, Joe Flacco and the Broncos. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will
Joe
run.
Skinny.
Arden Key, the ex-LSU Tiger there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Forecast calling for more of the rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
On first down, it's Lindsey. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Play action. Flacco. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. This is caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
Oh, fuck.
Taking it
fuck.
from a yard out. And the Broncos push further out in front. Always important to get the first score in the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks
game's
almost
basically over,
insurmountable,
man.
but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 21-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by a Phillip Lindsay touchdown run. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Carr. And finding the tight end Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 2nd and 9. Carr. He's going. This is caught inside the 15. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second...
No, I don't think 30 or 31 is old.
Looking on the sideline,
I say like 60 and up. Yeah.
It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Jacobs. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. We've seen this a few times in this game. That offensive line just, I don't know if you want to call it out physical, out tough, whatever you want to use.
And what people do when that is happening, when they're getting dominated that way, they spread things out a little bit, make it more of a space game, and allow your skill position players to make a few plays out in open field. Take away the physical element, gives you a chance.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll run it with Jacobs. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
This is
okay, sir.
Still looking for the first points of the game. Shotgun now for Carr. But he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read. It's picked off. And his guys are going to hand the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Back now in Mexico City. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what's going on with today.
Another run by Lindsey. And some room for him there as he'll take this out to 15. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
This is Harris. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Raiders will take over now.
This game is basically over already, bro. There's no way I'm catching up.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
This is Richard. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're ready to...
Richard lost it.
Oh, my God. Nah, the... Luz salía, Katia
teammate comes along and scoops it up. Almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, it's Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet and then taken down right at the 30. facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing now is Carr. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Here's Jacobs. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. One more time with Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Yeah, bro. I think they're going again 2 more weeks. 2? Yeah, and again 2 or 3 more weeks. They go back to school.
Now it'll be a 2-score game.
You're already in school, huh? Or you're already going to school. That's your college boy.
They've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they have a chance to win this game.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Lindsey, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now a timeout called for by the defense.
Just
as they get
bag your bags and go home already.
In the football game.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Freeman again. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way home for
my God.
Royce Freeman, 44 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Oh, okay. Well, he should be going to kindergarten now.
Widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the final act came from Royce Freeman on the touchdown run. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here, and that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
To throw his car, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team
So that was embarrassing.
That's a job
well done. What a comment tonight. Appreciate all you guys that came through and watched me lose. Catch you guys tomorrow night.
See, I only like one game ball. You're handing out.
Look at that. That's just embarrassing. 0-0-0-6 if I fucking field
I like where we're going with this, though. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that. And I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was